Welcome, everyone, to Escape to Reality podcast with Dean
and Geneva. Hello, friends. We're joined by, I think, an official friend of the pod at this point.
Seriously.
Kaci Campbell from Temptation Island fame, and now a podcast host herself. How you doing, Kaci?
I'm doing so good. I'm excited to be back again. It feels like family.
I know, right?
Well,
we were like, oh, we gotta hit up. We gotta get your take every season and check in with you.
I love your tweets.
How are things going? What's going on in your life?
We're in sync.
Things are actually going really well. I'm really busy with the podcast. It's been awesome with Aaron. Social life is really fun. Nicole is coming to LA again. We killed it during Super Bowl weekend, and now she's coming back, I think, the weekend of May 15th. So
okay,
we're doing fun things. We might go to Italy this summer. Yeah, living
Eat,
life.
pray, love, baby.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Single, living it up, and just enjoying life.
So how did you
killed it on
tell us about the
Super Bowl weekend
podcast?
awesome.
Oh, Super Bowl weekend.
No, we lived
Tell us about the pod. How'd you start it? How'd you get linked up with your co-host?
The whole thing. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but I've been talking about wanting to do a podcast for years now. But
I do remember you saying that.
Yeah. So I've just keep putting it off. And I think the biggest reason why is when you don't have a co-host, it's really overwhelming to just come up with content every week and be entertaining enough. And I'm such a perfectionist. I just was I can't do it. Me and Aaron have been close, and randomly one day we were texting and she brought it up that she's always wanted to do one, but same thing, doesn't have a host. And I was like, girl, this is meant to be. And we just talked and she came up with this idea. I don't know if you guys know the Office Ladies podcast, but it's 2 cast members from The Office, and they recap episodes of The Office with behind the scenes takes and cast member takes. And I was like, let's do that for TI. She's like, hell yeah. And it's been really successful so far. So yeah, we're kind of killing it.
For you.
I'm stoked. Yeah, we're excited.
So fun. Yeah, I think that's a unique space too, because obviously it could be crowded whenever. I mean, now there's podcasts for everything, but that is a cool take that gives the insider. Yeah, I love that. So you guys started this season?
Yeah, we started.
Okay.
I think our first episode was March 29th, and it's been a little over 2 weeks, and we're on our way to 10,000 downloads, and we're really stoked.
Great, baby. And you talk about other stuff other than Temptation Island, or no? Right?
Yeah. We're trying to tie in real life stuff. I've been really open. I struggle with mental health, and we talk about relationships, dating, just life in general. We keep it really real and really honest when we recap everything, and we tie in real life issues into it. And so far people have been enjoying it. So,
awesome.
That's
Is she with Corey?
No, they broke up in July. She is very single.
They left the island together though.
I believe they did. Yes. I think they did. They left together. Yeah. And then it went downhill from there.
Okay.
And they stayed together though for a little bit longer.
Yeah. They stayed together. They did long distance for a little bit. I think they broke up a couple times and then got back together. But now they're broken up for good.
Did they live in San Diego?
Yeah, they lived in San Diego, and then they moved, I think, to Texas, and now he lives in Oklahoma, and she's back at home in New Jersey. But I'm trying to get her back to LA because I'm if this podcast is going to be a thing, I need you not 3 hours ahead. I need you.
Geneva did that for a long time. It's
hard. The time difference can be tricky.
Oh my God. And we both have 9 to 5s, full time.
Yeah.
So it's our schedule is just ridiculous right now. We need you in LA.
Yeah. You're you need to move. We need to do this. So that's great. Oh, I'm excited for you. This is a weird question, but we've been asking a few people this, and you're going to be why are you asking me this? This is a random question. How many pillows do you sleep with at night?
Oh my God, that's so funny. I sleep with a lot. I have, 2 of them are really big, decorative ones. Okay. So
and you keep them in the bed while you're sleeping?
Because they're kind of like a headboard.
Okay, that's I have one of these too.
Yeah, because I have a box spring. It's a very modern type of bed. So I have 2 decorative pillows for a headboard, and then I have 2 pillows with satin.
You're such a girly girl.
Pillowcase,
so cute.
and that's
my husband would love you.
So yeah, 4, and then I have 1 decorative, but I don't sleep with the decorative one. The decorative one goes away at night.
Does your dog sleep in your bed?
Yeah, she sleeps on the floor and in my bed.
Are you sleeping? Are the pillows next to you? Are you sleeping on one pillow, or you have 2 up? Where's your neck situation?
Great question.
My neck is not ideal. Like it's probably in
Damn, are you doing two?
So you have two pillows that you're sleeping on?
And then I like sometimes I go on my side. Like I always like sleep on my left side, and I normally have like a pillow. Like I hug a pillow.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm a pillow girl. Okay. I got
so
a lot of
Geneva.
pillows going on.
Me too. I have the same thing you do, like the foundational back pillow. Like I have the pillow I don't really touch, it just needs to be there. Yeah. I have the head pillow, then I have a side pillow. Yeah. Sometimes I have another pillow, you know? Okay. Yeah. All right, great. Are you watching anything?
It's women that have their lives together. It's trash buckets like me that have one pillow.
Justine's a one pillow person, by the way.
Okay, that's insane. Like if,
right?
If I had one pillow, I would be stressed.
Yes, me too. I would feel like a pauper, like something has gone wrong in my life.
Like a homeless person.
That's amazing. I love
and did your parents grow up? Did your mom load your bed up with pillows? You think that it's a learned thing?
Yeah. So my mom and my grandma are both like very into like interior decorating and design, and my house was always like a model home. So I always had like
what a life
away, and I was like, this is how they go. So now it's like carried into my adult life.
Yeah. It's like part of your
My pillow. I think I got one pillow from ages 0 to 10, and it was this thin by the time I was 10.
One of those like shitty flat ones. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, God.
Wow.
All right. Before we get into this season, what are you watching outside of Temptation Island right now that's like got your attention? Is there anything good you're watching?
Now, honestly, I'm normally, you guys, like I'm always watching TV. I'm always watching movies, but I've been so busy lately. I haven't been watching a lot of TV or movies lately.
Oh,
I know.
It's like blowing it.
It's very out of character for me, but I will say I want to dive into Real Housewives of New Jersey. You guys know
it's a great season.
And because like what's his name, Louis is just like I've heard he's a nut job. So
catch up season. And then come on and we'll talk Bravo within the next within the season before it ends. Catch up because it is good.
And Salt Lake City, the Jen Shaw stuff, like all that is crazy. So I always make time for Housewives. I'm a little behind, but I always make time for Housewives.
Yeah, that's good.
I know. Do you think Jen Shaw's going to the Slammer?
Yeah.
What do you think?
100%. There's no way. Like those type of charges coming from like what is it, like Homeland Security and like state of New York, like they don't come for you unless they have solid proof. Like it's
a federal case.
Yeah, like you're done.
It's coordinated. Yeah,
and Cohen didn't slide him a 20 and be like, hey.
And her assistant, my dad's an attorney, so I like think of this from like a law.
You're like Cher Horowitz.
Like literally her assistant and like partner, he changed his plea to guilty. Like,
done.
She's
like,
done. You're going to prison.
And she's light as a feather on the show. Yeah. You would think it's Christmas Eve every day.
On the show, it's like, it's like nothing's happening. It's wild. Yeah. So what do you think? Okay, we'll start with just how do you feel about this season? The cast. What are your thoughts just overall?
My thoughts, honestly, I think the singles out of every season that we've had, I feel like they're the kindest group of singles. Like there's not a lot of like mean girl bullshit, none of that, which I actually thought was like very refreshing, because in the past it's always just been a lot of like petty behavior, even on between like the guy singles as well.
Especially last season, right? With Alexis. Yeah.
So that was really nice to see. I really like the singles a lot. I do think the season up until last night has been really slow. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like I'm like, okay, like I'm ready for like some shit to pop off.
Yeah. We needed it last night.
It's taking forever. So
how old
did take forever.
Were you when you went on the show?
So when I filmed, I was 28, but I turned 29 3 days after filming.
So this is my issue. This is our general issue with the show. I feel like that's the age. They're too young, right?
They're too young.
That's the golden age.
23 talking about like life decisions and you've been together 7 years. It's like, no, I just think that's one of the problems this season. They're too young.
It's a huge problem. That's what me and Aaron, like when we're like recapping, we're like, okay, like how are they going to make like decisions when they're 21 and 23 years old? Like you're a baby, you have your whole life ahead of you. Like you shouldn't even be thinking about this type of stuff. You shouldn't
be on the show. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How do you think this happened?
Yeah, like, do you think it's a conscious decision that they like are pivoting the show young, or it's just how the cast came together? Like,
this is what I'm thinking. I think that they were casting during quarantine and COVID, and I think it was slim pickings. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think a lot of people like in their late 20s, early 30s were like dealing with real life problems, like paying rent and keeping their jobs, and they're not thinking about like going on a reality television show. And 21 and 23-year-olds, it's like they didn't have those type of like, for the most part, those type of like things to worry about. And they're like, oh yeah, I can peace out to like Hawaii for 6 weeks in the middle of a global pandemic. So
you're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. So you were there for 6 weeks.
I know when I did it, there was no quarantine. So it was 4 weeks.
Okay. So that's more manageable. 6 is a long time.
Yeah.
Like you're asking people to step away from their jobs for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. And this is the thing. I think it would make a huge difference because being quarantined for 2 weeks alone with your significant other, like that, I would have been so sick of Evan. It would have drastically changed my experience if I was alone with him for 2 weeks, you know?
That's
like,
a good point.
Quarantined for 2 weeks before they started the show.
Oh yeah. Stuck in a hotel room. Can't leave.
Oh my God. With a bathroom in there, they're taking a dump, stinking up the room. Oh
yeah.
God.
And like people have to like bring you food. Like you literally can't leave.
Right. And so the singles were quarantining, but by themselves.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. By themselves.
That's the life.
Wow.
Sit by the pool.
Yeah.
Have a
yeah. Right. 2 weeks solo. So who of the 4 couples this season, 2 questions, who do you find most entertaining and who do you think has a shot of making it out together?
See, my opinion has changed so much since episode 1. I mean, obviously I think, well, Luke drives me insane.
The crying?
But he's starting to get better. I'm most intrigued, honestly, by Ashley and Lascelles because it's like, what the hell have they been talking about for 7 years if they've never had like a serious conversation?
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued by
them becoming more compelling. I agree.
Yeah, because I'm just like, what happened over 7 years? Like, I need to know like the full story, you know? So I'm intrigued by that.
Silence.
Yeah, honestly. And then I would say, I mean, Ash and Hanya, I mean, she's like diving in. He wanted an open relationship. It's just like a snowball effect. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what to think about
it's
those
two older couples. Yeah.
Yeah. The younger ones,
you're right.
It's just, it's hard to take seriously.
We were told that they lied about Jillian's age. Someone went to high school with her. How old was she really? 25 or was she older?
They said she's like 23 and not 21 or something.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I thought now she's like 22, but yeah, I have no idea about that. That's
I thought this episode, I mean, Jillian and Edgar to me are the youngest looking. Like they look 12, like just as a couple, they look so young. So it's like, I can't take them seriously.
Jillian could be 50 or 15.
Yeah.
Yes. Like this episode, I felt like I finally figured it out, which is I think like he loves her more. Like he's more obsessed with her and this is her excuse to break free because the episode, as it progressed, she has like her curly hair and she's doing her thing and it's like light kisses with Tommy. And then it's like, obviously like they go all the way. And then the next
Did they go all the way, you think?
I think so. Right.
She was Tommy and Jillian.
Jillian. Yeah.
Yes.
So in the bed.
I actually know because I'm having her on my pod. We're recording on Monday, I think.
Okay.
I know what happened. I don't want to give anything away, but I mean,
he stretched her out. And do they provide condoms for him?
That's a great question. Are there condoms?
To be honest, I don't think they went all the way that time, but
they do.
But I will say on the show, they provide condoms. Yeah, like
that's
good.
And they also, before you get put on the show, like you have like a medical exam. So they like take your blood work, they check you.
And they do like a STD test.
Yeah. Like they make sure you're like,
they stamp HPV on your flight. They're like back home. You're like, we're not doing that. No cervical cancer here.
Done.
No, for real. It's actually very wild. Cause you're just like, okay.
That's a priority.
Yeah.
No, it's smart. Yeah. You got to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I just thought it was funny by the end of the episode. her hair was like, you notice she had her hair straightened.
Yeah.
She was giving you an entirely different vibe. Like she had come out of her shell. Like now I'm here to like, I don't know. And she seemed like she could care less about anything she saw with Edgar. It was like, whatever. Like,
she was like a new woman.
Like, yes.
I
like she emerged from her butterfly shell.
He does look so little and young compared to her.
That's what a lot of people are saying on social media. It's hard to relate to because they look so young, you know. And I feel like a lot of people that watch Temptation Island, it's actually like older people. Like it's not like, it's like, I want to say mid-20s to like mid-40s. Like it's not like teenagers watching TI.
No, I mean, what Justine and I have said, and I still think this is the way to go. You minimum 28. You need to be together at least like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Even 28 is maybe the youngest. It's like, I really think it's like 30, 32, you know, like you need that air of like desperation. Like it's crunch time, you know?
It's crunch time. 100%. Like, and people that really know what they're aware of what they're missing out of life and they're aware of what they want. Yeah. And then put them on an island with a bunch of people that have those things. That is where.
And the singles should be a little more aggressive.
Yeah. That's funny.
Makes the show better.
Because I'm like, I like the singles. But you're right.
No, I do. I like them, but I don't even know who they are. I can't even think of what they look like.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of singles that have gotten like no airtime at all.
None.
I've seen.
There were a couple of girls this episode in the background where I was like, who are they? They exist. Like they're here. Yeah.
Do you feel like they're ready to go home? They're like, get me the hell out of here. Or does everybody want to stay?
No, I feel like that happens every season because so like the couples we film basically 24 hours, 7 days a week. I mean, we barely get time to like sleep, rest. We get like one off day, but even on that day, it's like, it's not really an off day. So the singles though, if they're not actively like going on dates, and even the ones that are, it's like they only film with us like when we're on a date or like in the house. But all the other singles that aren't going on dates and don't have connections, while we're out like 12, 14 hours a day filming dates all day long, they're sitting at the house trapped, doing nothing. So it's like it
gets old.
Yeah, they're losing their minds because they can't do anything. They can't like go and adventure in Hawaii. They're literally in a house all day long for days on end
with strangers.
Yeah,
so these people.
Yeah, so if they don't have connections, and they're ready to go.
Are they like a bunk style? Like, are they like 6 a room?
Yeah. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Kill me now.
Yeah. So the couples, we all have like our own bedroom. Like my bedroom.
Yeah. You have
like
a room.
Immaculate. Right. Okay. Like immaculate. But yeah, the singles, like I think my season, all the guys were in a guest house, like up on a hill behind the main house. And the living room, because there wasn't like bedrooms. So there was like 2 bedrooms upstairs. There was 2 bunk beds in each room. So like 4 guys in each tiny little room.
God.
And then in the living room, there was like 2 more bunk beds just like put up in the living room. And then like a fold out couch. Yeah.
Jesus.
And these are like men. Okay. Like some of them.
Yeah. No, these are like adults.
6'3", 6'1", and they're just like in these freaking like twin bunk beds. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
you obviously, I know it's insane. You were well behaved, like in terms of sexual behavior in the show.
Yes.
But if you had not been, would you be a person? I've always thought this, like, why do they cover themselves with a blanket? Because then they're going to show you, like, why not just go for it? And then they have to take the time.
Yeah.
No, really. But
they
then
wouldn't
they
be able to
take
show
the time
it
to blur it out. And they're probably not going to do that. So like, how would you, if you were going to hook up in this situation, how would you have done it to try to save your dignity, if that makes sense?
Okay. I've actually like thought a lot about this because I was thinking, I was like, okay, if I went on the show now, like the woman I am today, and I'm like with all these single guys and I'm like feeling someone, I want to tell myself, and I'm sorry, mom and dad, in my morals and who I am, I want to convince myself that I wouldn't have sex on national television because that's not like my thing. Like I'm not in hookup culture.
Oh, that's not your life goal.
But if I'm being totally honest, if I am like feeling a guy and we have chemistry
and you're drunk
and I'm drunk and he kisses me and it just gets out, I'm a very like in the moment person. I'm going to dive in and I'm not going to think about the cameras and it's going to happen. So I think what they think is like, it's safer under the covers because even if like, say they don't go under the covers, I feel like in reality TV, they're still going to show you guys. They're just going to blur out your like private parts. So you're going to, yeah, I think so.
That's what I want to see. God, I wish someone would just do that. That'd be hilarious. And if they're in the shower, they have the walls so that you can still show their heads, which is very strategic.
Oh yeah, I've thought about all these scenarios. Like I would be in a pickle because if I'm
so the blanket, I guess, is the way to go.
Stems even from the real world. I can't remember anybody even on the real world where they showed someone not above the covers.
Because
they're always under the covers.
Because they're gonna zoom in on that.
yeah.
They must warn them.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, they tell you. They basically say like the only time that you won't be filmed is if you're in a bathroom by yourself. If you're in a bathroom with another person, if you're in the shower, like you are being filmed, like you're naked, changing, like you are being filmed. So we're all very aware, like when we're in our bed and you're hooking up with someone, like everything is going on camera, like everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. So what do you think? I feel like Lascelles and Ashley, I think he's already done with her. Has he mentioned her name one time?
I know. And see, I feel so tricked already because when I first watched the like very first episode, I was all for them. And now that I'm like seeing how things are playing out, I'm like, damn, this is how people probably thought of like me and Evan. They were like, oh, like they're so cute. And then it was like,
he seemed a little more empathetic even than Lascelles.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to watch. Like he is really like not even thinking about her. And I think, didn't he say that like crazy statement where he's like torn between like something that he has and then the thing that like he wants? And I'm like, dude, like big statement.
Even the way he was like this episode, like everyone, I don't want to talk to anybody, but it was like, what who are you, bro? Like, what is this? It was so
embarrassing.
He did. He stood up in the house. Yeah, I don't know. And it's weird because it's like, I know the timeline of these things and I'm just like, people need to reel it in. Like this, you've been on in paradise, fully paid for, catered to for like 12 days. Okay. Like you do not know this person.
Right.
Like this is not real life. Like it's just so crazy to me how people just like kind of lose sight of what's real and what's not. But in that environment, it is very hard. It is very
like The Bachelor
to lose sight of what's reality.
What's the girl's name? Shanti or
the girl that I think her name's Trace. The girl
Trace. I'm glad you're reading my mind. Trace, not Shanti.
Yeah.
She's ready to murder someone over him. She's in love too.
No, it's wild. They're like,
she's like, they're disrespecting the boundaries and like, she's nuts.
It's a lot.
Peeking around. And she declined the date, so she's just messing around playing games, right?
That happened like last episode, right? Where she told him like, I'm not going to go on a date, and then he went on a date with Brie, and then like they came back, and then they were like, okay, actually, I want to date you. I'm like, what happened? Like, I don't understand. No, it is definitely game playing for sure.
Yeah.
And when he's rejecting these girls sit him down at the board, like it's a boardroom meeting.
Oh, that was weird.
Attacking him. It's like, the guy doesn't like you. Just leave it alone.
I know that was, I didn't really understand that. I kind of thought I was, when I watched what they were doing, I was like, okay, I kind of get what they're trying to do. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, he's just not that into you.
They're going to cringe watching.
Right.
And he's not listening to anything that you guys are saying, like at all. Like just let him do his thing. Like he's not your person.
He's just not that into you. Miranda was so right. That was the best part of Sex and the City. Couldn't be truer. That just makes sense for so much in life. And I can remember Miranda saying that. He's just not that into me. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's so true.
No, it's the best. It is the best way to live your life. In Miranda and Sex and the City, and then I watch that movie. Like whenever I like hang out with a guy and then he just like starts being weird or whatever, or mixed signals, I watch that movie to like put myself.
I just want to push Ben Affleck out of a moving bus. How could he do that to Jennifer Aniston and to her family in that movie and never propose? It makes me sick. Sorry.
Right?
It just makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, good times.
Okay. What's your opinion on Geneva on the change up with the voting?
Oh, sending the people home.
What are they doing?
It made no sense to me because obviously there's going to be gameship where like the men are going to try to send home the person that one of the chicks is into. It seemed, and then they get to save them. So it was like, then what's the point?
Yeah, I because being like a girlfriend on the show, I'm not gonna lie, if I was in those girls' positions and someone I was really into got voted off by the guys, I would have been pissed. Like, because the show, like, I hate to break it to the singles, but the show isn't really about them. It's about the couples and their journey. Right. So it's like, I don't get the point of the singles taking control over who stays and who goes. It's not about you. It's not about what you guys want. Like, it just seemed weird. It kind of, this is what it kind of, sorry, production, but this is kind of what it seemed like. It seemed like the show was really slow and nothing was happening. And
we could all smell it.
We need something to like get this show exciting.
This is a big event. Yeah. We're going to get a ring and they're going to put it on a name.
Yeah. Like, production got a little desperate. They had like a meeting the night before and like,
they're like, what are we going to do?
Like, this is not good.
The show's better if they're with the person that they are desiring. Why would you get rid of that person?
No, it makes no sense.
And Ash, her reaction to Taylor potentially leaving was like, it was pregnant. Honestly like she was being separated like on the Titanic from her family. It was like, it was so dramatic. It was like, and he was like, listen, everybody, I've had a great time. Like, he kind of seemed like maybe he was ready to go. Like, he didn't seem devastated.
Like, oh, well, see you, let's stay around. Like, follow me on Instagram.
I was on Twitter last night because I watched the episode today. I didn't watch it last night, but I was like scrolling through Twitter because I was like, I want to get updates. I was dying over all the memes and pictures that people were putting of her. Cause like, dude, again, like, she's known him for 12 days. Like, I don't get like, warrants that kind of reaction.
The sobbing was hilarious. I couldn't believe it.
Quick, man. Temptation
breaking
Island.
Down. And what about Hanya? I mean, she's moved on. She's ready. She'll never. I'm happy for her.
Yeah, I have like such weird feelings because at the beginning of it, I was like so not a Hanya fan. I was like, this dude. And now I feel like he realizes he made a mistake and he's like being so
too bad,
good. I know. And I'm like, damn, like now it's like a little too late.
He'll be nice for the next girlfriend.
Right.
He his
crying, like his dramatic crying, like, and I cheated. I did not expect him to say that. I was like, just not. That was not what I was expecting him to say. But I think like that's the kind of stuff you do want people to like work through on this show, regardless of if you end up together or not. Like, that's the kind of like coming to the terms of like, okay, shit, she thought this for 2 years and I did do it. Yeah.
Real life issues, a real life growth.
They just don't seem like two people that want to be in a relationship, particularly together. Do you know what I mean?
No. And like they've only been together a year and a half and it's already like this. Like, it's just not meant to be. Not meant to be.
She was enjoying that sex a little too much.
I mean Taylor's like, he has the muscles, he has a bod, so I'm sure.
Super cute. But I think my issue with some of these single guys, like the one Ashley's talking to,
Blake,
can't remember his name. Yes.
Blake. Okay, I like him. What are your thoughts?
Oh God.
No, I like him, but
I lose brain cells watching him. Yeah,
he doesn't seem intelligent. Like, no offense, but it's like he just seems very like
he's very.
You'd meet him in a bar and you would have a fun time, and then like 3 weeks later you'd be like, wait, what do we talk about? Like, I just feel like it's a trap for her to be in another relationship without substance, even though it's like.
It might be nice. I don't know.
He definitely gives off the surfer boy vibes 100%. I did like that little date that he set up for her though. That was really cute.
That was cute.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. Is that like truly they're setting that up, or is production like, hey, set up this date and we're going to see how it goes?
It actually depends. So, sometimes like if a connection is being built, production will step in and be like, let's like do this afternoon. Like, we'll get all the stuff and they'll like kind of plot it. And then there's other times where no, like the person is like, I'm going to do this. Like, two things that happened on my season, which didn't even air. Well, actually one of them aired, I think. I was actually getting love letters in like a drawer in the kitchen, like throughout the day for like a week on end from Jack. And like, he was doing that on his own. Like, he would leave them and like leave me like hints in my room that like a love letter was in the like kitchen drawer. And then another thing was that a guy did on their own. He like asked production to order flowers and then have them delivered. So you can definitely do stuff on your own. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So it just depends. Like I wouldn't be able to tell if Blake did that on his own, but
where's Jack now? Do you ever think about Jack?
Oh my gosh, Jack. He actually moved to San Diego. We talked a while ago, but he has a girlfriend now. He's just like one of those guys where love him to death, but we're just not meant to date.
His girlfriend's listening. He's like, he leaves me letters in my kitchen, that asshole. It's not
years and years.
Same letters. Yeah. How do you feel about Luke and Iris? They kind of remind me of, what's her name? Ashley, and remind me of his name, Justine, the guy.
Kaci.
Kaci.
Yes. It kind of reminds me of that, like her trajectory, I guess, kind of reminds me of that, where she's going to like kind of blossom and discover her like self-worth. Yeah. How do you feel about them?
Honestly, I feel almost bad because I feel like I'm constantly giving Luke shit in my podcast with Aaron. Like I cannot stand him. However, he's been better lately. The last like episode, he hasn't been quite as annoying. But
oh my God, he cried like 7 times this episode.
I just like the thing that drives me insane about him is like he just keeps projecting everything, like Iris is like beating him down and like she's just on my ass for no reason. And he keeps leaving out the fact that he's like constantly texting other women every few months for years on end. And it's like, that annoys the shit out of me.
And the girl's revving it up saying, she should just let it go. Well,
it's like she's not letting it go because you're still like currently doing it. Like it's still an active problem. So let's see the whole story here.
Yeah. And then like his sob story is like suddenly he's like devastated and like so emotional and like it just seems, I don't know.
I think they'll leave together.
Really? I hope not, because that would be like she needs to love herself and put herself first.
She's not connecting to someone.
Or do you know the ending of this show?
Do I? So this is actually the first season ever where I do not know anything. Okay. Because I've hung out with people from season 4 and I've purposely told them like for like my podcast, I don't want to know.
Yeah. You don't want to know.
Okay. Yeah, it would be hard. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So you've known who if you knew the end is watching.
Every season. Like I know everything that has happened. I'm like currently hanging out with people, partying with people. I'm getting all the dirt while it's airing. I know. But this is the first season where I'm legit in the dark.
Who was the big villain last year?
What that was
what's his face? Kendall.
3.
Kendall. Yeah.
Oh God, Kendall. We can never forget.
The worst.
I feel like Evan walked so Kendall could run.
That's what they need. I don't know how they find it.
Kendall literally. I watched decades of reality TV, like decades of trash, and he is by far one of the worst people I've ever seen on TV. Like a horrible person.
He shook me up because I was I was like, just when I thought like it could not get any worse, like, he kept getting worse and worse, like by the moment.
Speaking of, this reminds me, when you get to like decision time, do producers choose who talks first?
What do you mean decision time?
So like when it's time in the end and it's like you're gonna say you and Evan like we're together, I'm not. Yes.
Final bonfire. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do I thought so because they do it on purpose.
Because if he had gone first, like Kendall and Erica, I think he would have been like, let's stay together. I think he would have picked the opposite. And so 100%. She spoke first. And so, right? That was the vibe I got, like that he would have.
Oh, I thought you meant what couple goes first. I'm sorry, Geneva.
Okay, no, just like in the couples.
In the couples. So they let Eric, right. Okay.
No, they purposely
they
do
let
that.
her go first.
What they do is like the day before you tell production what your decision is going to be.
Oh, and then
they put the piece together.
Oh, I love that. That's
they
great.
Orchestrate it. Yeah, it's wild.
Why do they show you the clips on like a small iPad? Like, why have they not upgraded the bonfire set
to like a roll-in TV like our high school?
Why isn't there a TV? Like, why are we watching it so small?
That's actually a really good question. Probably because they're trying to make it seem like they're like in the middle of the jungle, like around a pond. I don't know, but that's a good question. I don't know. It is a very small iPad. And one thing that's so funny that everyone like talks about every year is that ever since I closed my eyes and had the headphones in, ever since that, every season, not watching the clip and like having headphones has never been an option ever again. Like I ruined
so true
for everyone for all seasons.
Good for hilarious. You really have, you're one of the top stars from the show. That must be wild.
Yeah, you are.
It seems like a lot of people still reach out. Would you have thought this many years?
No, it's bizarre because I was like on Reddit the other day, like I check in there every now and then, and a bunch of them are like, Aaron and Kaci just like desperately hanging on to their 15 minutes. And I'm like, 15 minutes? It's been like almost 4 years. Like, what do you mean?
I'm here to stay, bitches.
Yeah, no,
they're just haters.
It's surreal though, because honestly, I thought it would be like the show would end, it would be crazy for like a year, and then like life would go back to normal. And it's keeps
well, because I think it's like with streaming and stuff, people are always discovering it, and up until this season, Temptation Island's like one of the, I mean, this season's a little rough. I think it's starting to pick up, but like the show's fantastic. Like it's entertaining every year, so you I think kind of started the refresh of the entire show,
Yeah. And it's weird because like you said, streaming is a game changer, because I have people reaching out to me in other countries or even in the US that are watching season 1 for the first time because it's now on Peacock, it's on Hulu, it's on this. It's like, it's very, very weird.
Do you feel like you and Aaron have totally different scenarios and how it seems like you're beloved in the community of Temptation Island, your girl power? Nothing against Aaron, your friend, but she kind of was more of a villain.
Yeah.
Does she get a lot of hate still?
Actually not so much as she used to. I think because now that she's off the show and she kind of showcases her like true personality and like her real beliefs and like who she is on her social media, the people really relate to her and like her. But I think that's also another reason why we wanted to do the podcast together, because we balance each other out. Like our experiences were so different. She was like a villain, America's sweetheart. She's East Coast, I'm West Coast. We just balance each other out. I'm very like pessimistic about like the show. I'm like, nobody's gonna end up together, everyone's like cheating. She's very optimistic, has like hope for everyone. So we balance each other out like very well when we do our podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I know. I think about Corey. He was sweet.
He was sweet.
I know. Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Do you feel like inherently, if you go on this show, you should break up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel. But the one couple, I think that I don't know if they're still together. Yes. Are they still together?
Yeah. They're getting married like this summer.
Okay. See, great. They were the only couple that I ever felt like came for a reason, which was like, they had this trauma that they never discussed. And it was like
trauma. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was like, while it was some of the stuff he did, it was also just like how their life had come together. So it was like deeper than that. So I think they were able to get past it. But I do feel like the majority of the time, like even if they leave together, they probably don't stay together,
No. So this is the thing. I feel like if people are really honest, any couples that have been on the show, and now that I'm removed from it and I have a very different mindset when it comes to like love and relationships now. If I was with a man, like in a serious committed relationship, and I'm like in love with him, I want a future with him, and I felt good in my gut about it, and there was no red flags, there ain't no way in hell I would ever go on Temptation Island. No blue check or followers or clout or anything is going to make me like risk that. So for you to be able to put your relationship on the line for like a possible blue check by your name and some followers, like shit's not good. Like that's not a healthy
it's already
relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some serious 100%. Problems. And I think Kristen and Julian, they their story, like you said, they went through like a real trauma that caused a rift between them, and they are the exception to the rule, like 100%.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Because it just seems like it's just kind of either way you go, you come out of it together. You got so much shit you have to talk about and deal with, and like you know what I mean? It's like a whole new layer of baggage that you're like, oh, now we're back together. It's like, oh no, you're not. Like you're gonna be yelling at each other social media. You watch it.
Yeah.
And it never goes away.
It never goes away. Like it haunts you forever. Like whatever happened. Like that's something that Nicole's like my best friend, so I don't think she would be upset for me sharing this, but that's something that happened with her and Carl. They tried working. They were like not together for a while, and then they were together for a bit. Now they're not together anymore. But that was one thing that they struggled with. It was like the first off, they had to get through everything that went down on the show, like talk through that, get through that, trust each other again. And then it just kept being brought up like on social media for all eternity, and other things happen as well. But yeah, it doesn't allow you to move on and start fresh. Like
no, it's always there. And
it's
like,
there forever.
Just like people are discovering you, they're discovering everybody else. So they're going to like come with their opinion.
Oh God, I barely.
Okay.
I remember her, but I had to Google him. I couldn't remember him.
Carl. Yeah.
Yeah.
A long
what
time
about your
ago.
other friend from that season? They got together.
Shari and Javen. They're still engaged, live in LA.
Oh, they could make it maybe.
Yeah. They've been together forever. So they're a success story. Katie and John never got back together. I don't even know what's going on with John now. Katie's doing great in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you stay in contact with everybody from your season.
Yeah. So, I'm super, super close with Nicole, Katie, and Shari. We've like grown apart. But still wish the best for everyone. Just things happen. We grow up, things change.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super Bowl weekends happen.
Yeah.
Couple by couple. Yeah. Right. Couple by couple. I want your prediction. Will they stay together or will they break up?
Oh, smash or pass?
Jillian, Edgar.
Oh, done.
Break up. Okay.
Breaking up.
Iris, Luke.
I think breaking up.
Okay.
I hope so.
Ashley, Lascelles.
Breaking up.
Ash, Hanya.
Breaking up.
Breaking up.
It's a done.
Okay.
I really truly don't think anyone's staying together. I think Lascelles is probably going to go home with Trace.
I do too.
Yeah, I really do.
They'll stay together.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe Iris and Luke will stay together. Maybe. But if they do,
I think
Iris production talks them into it.
I think
Maybe.
Luke will say he wants to stay together, and she'll say she wants to leave by herself. I think that's like, because right after she saw the clip, the bonfire clip of him crying, she was like, watching that just like makes me realize like how happy I am to be alone. I feel like if you say that, that's like super red flag for like your partnership. Super so I think she might be done. Yeah. But I feel like this. So how many episodes typically do we get? 8? 10?
Well, my season was 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They knew what they had.
Okay. So we have a while to go. So we're like maybe halfway through.
I think we're halfway through. And also they have a reunion episode as well. So I don't know if that's going to be like 1 part or 2 parts, but yeah, I think we're about halfway. I think next week that's when like they've already said this, so it's not a spoiler, but I think like Deke is going to be on it pretty soon from season 2. He was in like the trailer. So I think things are going to start getting really interesting.
Deke is going to be on the show.
Yeah. He was,
they're bringing him in.
Yeah. He was in the trailer. So I'm not spoiling anything. They put that in there, but yeah, Deke shows up and I think it's in the next few episodes. It pops in.
This is a new thing where they're saying like somebody new is here.
Yeah. In the trailer, the way it happened, they're like in the girls' villa and all the guys and the girlfriends are like hanging out by a pool. And then Deke just like pops up behind him like, hey guys, what's up? And Iris runs over and like jumps on him.
Nice.
And Deke,
interesting.
Yeah. And Deke is like such a good time. Like he's definitely gonna like come in there and take over like 100%.
Man, they're really trying some stuff this season to make it happen. It's very interesting.
Oh, I remember him now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, Kaci, literally always a pleasure to talk to you.
Seriously.
We so appreciate you coming on and sharing your insights. And we hope to like connect with you again soon once this all shakes out, see how it goes.
Yeah. Sounds like
and lastly, I don't think you ever said where you get your pod, the name of your pod. Please share that so people can find you.
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's at It's Tempting Pod. It's on my Instagram, Call Me Case, and Erin's Instagram. And then our website is our link in bio on It's Tempting Pod.
Yeah, baby. Everybody.
Check it out, everybody. Our friend Kaci. Thanks, Kaci.
Thank you.